All right, so I'm just patiently waiting. Hope I don't get stopped out. But I feel like if I'm really quiet, that this stock will move in my favor, and we know that that's not how stocks work. So, um, you know. Anyway, well then let me tell you about it. So, what I was looking at here is that we had a nice little move down, this retracement off of this new leg up, and then we had this nice wick at the top. So I wasn't too concerned about that wick because it was one wick, it wasn't multiple wicks. A lot of times when you see the end of a movement, it's multiple wicks up at the top, which means it's been tested several times and it's done, it's finito. So I wasn't concerned about the one wick, but we did need to have a pullback. I think I got in here. I have to pull up the orders. I think I got in here, and then I got in prematurely here or so, looking for that double bottom. It didn't take, but it did come on back down to this level, which is more indicative of this support here. And we got this nice bearish move to the bottom. Not only did we get that bearish move and a wick to the bottom, we had a little bit higher volume, and this move was underneath this support, right? So people thought that this, I mean, because I did too, right? But people thought that this this wick here, come on, this wick here and this wick here was support. And so when it dropped below that, then people got stopped out. So who collected those stops? Well, whoever wants to collect shares. So they collected down here and then they started moving it back up. Not only that, but we got this break of this, I always talk about the break of the trend, right? So we got the break of the trend, we have the rejection, we have the large bear with a little bit largish volume, and it was below a stop level. Okay, and like I said, we got that break. So that's my indication of a potential move up for sure. So I actually got in right down here somewhere. And now I'm just looking for this break up here. And again, I think this is the high. Yeah, this is the high of the day of this time period. So it's likely to meet a lot of resistance again. And so it'll probably get pushed back down. And so if this doesn't take this time on this way up, then I'll just flatten my position and I'll get out. And it could certainly go well above, but again, it really needs to test this area again. And then it'll probably kind of hang out up here a while and then it'll drop. But I don't want to wait for that drop, right? So I got out right here. And typically I've seen that I call it the inside of the move, right? So you see the stock goes up, and you see we just got out there. So 412 for the day. That's on 8 trades, which for me is pretty good. My goal for the day is going to be $300, right? And TD Ameritrade, if I'm not mistaken, their futures contracts are $2.50, per contract. So both ways, in and out, that would be $5. So $5 times 8 trades is $40. 40 off of 412. That still put me over my $300. All right, but this move up here, see the move up and then down? Well, this is the top of the move up here. And then the inside of this move is right here. So I found a lot of times that the stock, you see, and I wasn't even looking at this, but you see how when this went up, it went right to the inside of that move. I see that a lot of times. And then a lot of times the stock also will come back down. And if it's still in an uptrend, or, we're talking about patterns now, right? So if it was to make like a wedge shaped pattern, it would come not to the, like after this move is made here, where's your inside of this? Your inside of this is right in here. So it would have came to right here and then bounced, right? It didn't do that. Actually, it did try to respect it a little bit, and maybe that's where I got in that last time, but then it kept going lower, so I went ahead and stopped out. So if it doesn't go to the inside, then a lot of times it'll go to the outside. So now this is a long wick. So the outside, the bottom of this wick is way down here. Okay. And what did it do when it got down here? It tried to pull up, right? But that was a double bottom. Double bottom captured more shares. Okay. And then ultimately it, swept those shares with larger volume down here. But that's okay because a safer trader might have entered here anyway, right? At this little shoulder level of the top of this, the bottom of this bullish bar, the top of this bullish bar, the top of this consolidation, the top of this part of the consolidation, and I don't know what it did further on. Further on, yeah, it still kind of respected this level. Right. So yeah, and then again over here, way over here. Right. This is the benefit of looking farther to the left of your chart, because you can see how many times it was respected. Boom, boom. So one time, at least I'd still call that one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. And then when it broke above it with nice volume, now it came back and retested that exact level. Like I said, we're going to run into trouble here. That doesn't mean that it won't break through. I'm just saying you'll run into trouble. Be a good opportunity for a little bit of a pullback. And the pullback, typically what you would expect it to happen, to go up and then come back down, rest on this level right here. And I need to take that other sale off of there. But typically you want it to come up a little bit higher before it rests back down there. If it only comes up that high, then you almost expect for it to come back down to this shoulder, this base down here, because it didn't go up high enough. And then if it comes back down to this base, then it's going to go up here and then come down here. It'll be like this. Go up here and then come down here, and then it might go up a little bit higher and then come down here again, and then come back to that same level and then drop off, something like that. So we'll see what it does here, but I'm not confident enough in that to take that trade, but I've seen it happen multiple times. And that doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen right here. That just means that that's what could happen. So, because it's not terribly strong. Like I said, this isn't a sign of strength here. This is just a sign that is not done. This is just a sign that is not finished. It's not a sign of strength. Let's zoom back out. And then on the 5-minute time. Oh, let me take that off of there. Yeah, but I mean, it's moving up nicely, but you see here, it's got that level that it's got to contend with. And you see where I'm drawing the level on the screen. I can't point to it, but where I'm drawing the level on the chart, my cursor, see on the left-hand side where the price is, the cursor is right there, right? So I mean, it's at its resistance. I mean, so what do you expect to happen? You expect for it to have a little bit of trouble. Five-minute time frame. It's like it's pushing. On a 5-minute time frame, looks pretty good. But again, I'm trading the 1-minute time frame, so 5-minute time frame does not look bad at all. Again, every move has to have a pullback though. So even this candle, well, it looks really good if you would get rid of the wick on this candle, but you can't, right? You have to consider all the players, all the participants of the market. So yeah, it's going to run into a little bit of trouble there. Let me see if I can pull up my trades. Like I said, because this is the post-trade analysis. This is 7:56 on December the 19th. It's early in the morning, trading the futures. Like I said, I'm I don't even know if I'll do anything with options or anything else later in the day, because I made what my goal, my objective. I made that. So let me see here. Trades. Okay. Like I said, 8 trades. You can see the number 8 there. 8 trades. All right, so the first one, and again, you know, I'm not in love with ThinkorSwim's layout. I mean, I really do love it, but I've just been working with Tradestation for so long that I'm out of practice with ThinkorSwim, and so it's hard to remember all the buttons and the different moves because they're different from Tradestation. All right, looks like it's going up. That'd be a good time to kind of short that, at least for a pullback. Let's do it. You want to do it? Let's see what happens when it gets up here. Don't really want to short it on the highest side. I'd rather see it come back down below that ascending trend, but it's kind of wanting to move a little bit parabolic, so you'd be hard pressed. I mean, it's a good trade to take it at the height when it moves into that parabolic activity, but at the same time, that parabolic activity can go on and not stop. So I don't really want to be excuse me, I don't really want to be caught up in that. I want it to drop below here, and with the move that it just made, nice and solid, didn't get rejected immediately. I don't feel like it's going to flush immediately. All right, so and if it doesn't flush immediately, then it's probably got some strength still. So maybe expect for it to even go up another little tick and then come back down and rest on that shoulder. Rest on that shoulder and then move up again. But it will fall. It will come down. It's gone up quite a bit now, and it's gone up steadily. So it will come down. It's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. Okay. All right. So the first one that I was looking at was I was really zoomed in here this morning, right? So probably too much so. Oh, it looks like it's having a little bit of tough time here. Don't. Now see, this is what you see when you see that a chart is starting to fail. You see nice candle up, it just kind of hangs out, comes down, it's hanging out, goes up, it's just hanging out, and then it flushes. When it just goes up and comes back down, that shows that there's interest there. That doesn't show that it's done. It doesn't show that it's strong. It definitely shows some weakness, but it shows interest as well. So it's kind of dropped quite a bit, but I mean, like I said, you could definitely take a short from like midway in here all the way down to this level right here. So to 63, so to here. That's not a lot of a movement. And again, you're like really in the volatile area now. So as slow as it's moving though, I'm feeling like it's probably gonna have to come down here before it has any steam to do anything else. So not to here, back down to here. I'm gonna take that as a short. If it makes a new high, then one, I'll be a bit surprised, but then two, I think I'll probably keep going. So we'll just go ahead and get out. All right, but while that's setting up, let's look over here. So like I said, I was really zoomed in this morning, probably too much so. I was looking at the break of this descending trend here, and the break of this general line here. So I got in here, and my first out was up here somewhere. It's easier to see on Tradestation because it draws the lines where you get in and out at. So I got in at this candle, and I got out when it broke above, and then I got in on this candle. Once it kind of rested a little bit, I got in on this candle and took it up here, and then I believe I shorted here. I think on one of these shorts I took an L, and then on the other short I got out right at the bottom, so that was perfect. And then I got in down here and exited right here. Yeah. So anyway, I really should have just recorded the sequence, but I think I probably won 4, lost 2, and then won another 2, and now we're on this last one here. I don't know. So, and I was thinking that it would come down here, right? But instead it came to right here. Did come down to right there. All right. So like I said, I'm thinking that it's going to come down here because I have to rest a little bit more. But 4802 right here. All right, and that is, I'm short, so put that in. And that candle is not long enough for all this activity here. That candle is, I mean, the range of it is long enough, but the body is so small. So let's see what happens. But this is starting to look better though for a continued bullish move. So I'm probably gonna flatten here, because this is starting to look better for a bullish move. You see that interest there, that wick there to the top side? That's not a rejection midway. A rejection candle should be up here and then down. This is interest. So I want to move this up. Feel like those bears aren't as strong as they could have been. But that's okay. All of this range here is just kind of a mush range anyway. All right, we're out. So didn't capture a lot there, but then did it move? Then it moved to where I said it was going to move to, so whatever. But just kind of looking at it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll and one of the things, like when it starts getting into all this minutia here, when it starts kind of slowing down, this is really where I need to just pull out, right? Because yes, it did break the ascending support, and so it moved back down into a bit of a rest. Don't know that it's a reversal. Don't know if it's just resting. But it's coming down and it's setting up here. There's not a lot up here. There's just this temporary support here. So look at it. It is coming on down. Yeah, I'm betting it's going to come back down to there, but nah, we're not betting. We're not betting. Look at it. It's already trying to move up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we have this. The top of that wick there too offers a little bit more strength on that particular line, and is that where that thing just bounced at? We're gonna make it green. Is that where that thing just bounced at? I keep forgetting that I don't have to scroll on this one, that I can just do this. Yeah, with ThinkorSwim. Okay. No, it didn't quite come down to the green, but that green level is the one that I was saying that I would expect it to come all the way down to. It didn't. It's stopping here. So I don't know if that's, who is that enticing? Is that enticing sellers to come in or sellers to exit their position? Because we're on the short side of the demand zone. Or I guess the long side of the demand zone, but as far as taking profit for shorters, we are we're less into take profit, so it would entice them to get out of their position, giving it to buyers so buyers can bring it lower, and then yeah. And this is where when I talk about like that inside the zone, that kind of thing, that's when it's trying to entice buyers and sellers to do something. It'll move short of where you expect to see it go, and it'll make you stay in your position or exit your position. So yeah, but this is all still very fascinating. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut you loose there. It's about 25 minutes. So, yeah, have fun for the day. Stay green. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.